Girl Genius. Guys, I'm about to tell you about one of my favorite comics of all time. All time! I'm not talking about fantasy comics, I'm not talking about web comics. Favorite comics! This series is fantastic, and the best part about it, I will tell you about it right now, it's free. 100% free to read. Just head on over to http://www.girlgeniusonline.com/comic.php and you can begin reading one of the greatest epics you will ever read. Go out there right now. Go read it. Or you could stay here for a minute and watch this eloquent and thoughtful review.
Our protagonist, Agatha Clay, lives in a small village in a world dominated by the ruthless dictator Baron Klaus Wolfenbach. She possesses a keen interest in technology, but lacks any sort of mechanical competence, and all her inventions blow up in her face. However, one day, Agatha discovers that a mysterious locket in her possession has actually been suppressing the spark, a rare and powerful inborn scientific ability. Moreover, she learns that she is the child of one of the famous Heterodyne boys, Europe's greatest heroes. This surprise mixture of natural talent and prestigious heritage makes Agatha one of the most dangerous people in the world, and she is pulled into a world of romance, adventure, and mad science.
And thus, our tale begins, and it continues updating every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. For nigh on 10 years now. Such dedication!
Unlike every teenager you've ever met on Facebook, I don't use the word epic lightly. The story of Girl Genius takes us from a humble European school to a massive flying fortress, to a circus traveling through monster-infested wilderness, to a castle with a moat of lightning and a massive labyrinthine sewer, to a town with flaming gargoyle statues and the best gosh darn coffee shop in the world. And that doesn't even cover half of what has occurred in the story so far.
Seriously? Girl Genius has a little something for everyone. For the hopeless romantic, you've got the doomed, star-crossed relationship between Agatha Clay and the Baron's son, Gilgamesh Wolfenbach. Or really, any of a number of prospective romantic interests. For the fan of political intrigue, you've got a world full of self-serving Machiavellis, always one ill-timed betrayal away from complete and utter chaos. And for people like me, you've got funny monsters with German accents.
Perhaps my favorite element of Girl Genius is the humor. Sure, there's plenty of melodrama, plenty of suspense, and plenty of action. However, things never get so bad that someone can't crack a joke or two. It never takes itself too seriously. In the world of Girl Genius, mad science is king, and where would mad science be without the occasional bout of maniacal laughter?
Now, I'm not such a rabid fanboy that I can't dole out criticism where criticism is due. Girl Genius moves ponderously slow.
Even though the creators come out with a colored full-page update 3 times a week, it's easy to look at Girl Genius and wonder when the next big plot development is actually going to hit. Phil and Kaya Foglio spend a lot of time working on character development, which is great, but when you're wondering how our heroes are ever going to get out of the bottomless gelatin trap of doom, listening to our romantic rivals try to one-up each other can get tiresome. It's almost not worth it to read the individual updates. Better to wait and read entire chapters in as few sittings as possible.
You also get this occasional problem where certain story arcs seem to run a little too long. It's clear that the Foglios have a clear picture of where they want to go, as they've referenced events in the very first chapter that have yet to take place. But we have been dragged along so slowly that we're starting to get impatient for the next story beat to actually occur.
Finally, I do have one bone to pick with the art. While I find the character designs to be nice overall, there's a pretty strong repetition in body type, especially among the female characters who are all unbelievably well endowed.
All right, boys and girls, the vocabulary word of the day is calipigeon. Who can tell me what this word means?
Baby got back.
Very good, Mix-a-Lot. You get a gold star.
Ding! It's apparent the Foglios like a little sexiness in their storytelling. They manage to accomplish it pretty tastefully. No one is excessively objectified. If anything, the Foglios actually manage to be equal opportunity objectifiers in a way I haven't seen anywhere else. Still, It can get pretty easy to be distracted by the sexy. It's terribly hard to dislike Girl Genius, and I say that as one who tries to dislike everything. The Girl Genius story is one long doozy of a train ride, but I promise that you'll have a good time on the way. I have to go with an arbitrary number rating of 2100 watts.
The Girl Genius has officially blinded me with science. Play me out, Mix-a-Lot!
Baby got back.
We're reviewing